Not being able to fall pregnant can be heartbreaking. If you can't afford fertility treatment or it doesn't work, that can only deepen the desperation. Some people choose to enter the world of online reproduction marketplaces, sort of like Tinder for babies. Andy Park takes a look at how it works, including the possible pitfalls.
Oh my gosh! That is a very healthy heartbeat.
Your dates tell me that you're supposed to be 20 weeks, 4 days.
After years of hoping, Hayley Chapman's dream is becoming reality.
Oh my God! Top of the head, looking down.
Oh my gosh.
Camera shy.
So you would tell me in this scan if there was anything wrong, right? Like if this is where we would find anything that, yeah. Come in.
Hello, am I intruding?
Come and join the party.
Oh my gosh.
So how did you meet the person that provided the other half of this equation?
Yeah, you know, a crazy story on the internet. I was very cautious. I wasn't really sure if that was a path. I wasn't sure of the types of people, because in my mind, what sort of person wants to give away their sperm for free on the internet? You know, like, who? Why? What's their deal? What are they about? It seemed crazy to me, but it also made perfect sense.
Single at 40, Hayley Chapman had already spent $10,000 on unsuccessful fertility treatments.
I just felt like I was just another number in a system. Here's your cash, and you know, they're nice. People are nice. Everyone's nice. You know, that it's not that at all. But at that point too, again, I was looking for something different. I wanted more connection, and it just lacked that. And that was my IVF experience.
Turning her back on Australia's $500 million fertility industry, she set out to meet her sperm donor on the internet's Wild West. 1,600 members on this closed Facebook page openly schedule their fertility cycles, spruik their genetic suitability, and negotiate levels of future contact between them. Informal male sperm donors still like to keep a level of anonymity. Of course, they do meet the women they eventually donate to. One donor in Perth, who runs Australia's largest online sperm marketplace, has agreed to talk to me on the condition of anonymity.
Oh, look, I'm just your everyday guy that's married, happily married. Wife approves me doing this, and I've got 2 children myself, so it's a pretty good gift to know what you're passing on. I believe fresh is best than frozen, and you know, if you want to give your child the best chance in life, fresh would be the way to go.
Come on, let me show you where the sperm tanks are placed. Come on, here.
But IVF Australia says the online method is making would-be mums and dads vulnerable for a whole range of reasons.
The reason for freezing sperm is to quarantine it, to ensure that the donor of the sperm can be retested for HIV and hepatitis and other infections. We've also had a number of examples of donors that we have known that we have rejected because they've been less than truthful with us, and we find these same donors appearing on the internet.
So can you say for the children that this sperm goes to create in 18 years' time, they will know who donated it?
All the children have to know by law. There is no protection of a register for home insemination.
The Family Law Court has recently made rulings on home insemination which favour the right of the donor in the child's life.
Over the years, I have had a number of harrowing personal stories related to me by people who've been caught up in litigation or lawyers who've called me for advice. And almost always these are cases where people knew each other very slightly or not at all.
Just a Baby is a world-first app connecting.
And yet, one startup is hoping to capitalise on the growing market, wanting less anonymity.
Then start swiping to find the right match. When you match with another...
With 40,000 users, its Australian co-founder, Paul Ryan, hopes to build in verification and fertility services which the Facebook pages aren't currently providing.
So here we've got a sperm donor who's 21 kilometres away, who's ready to go right now.
Right now?
Yeah. And here we've got a lady with eggs and a womb, and she's looking for a donor, and she's 5 kilometres away, and she's ready to go right now.
So these two people could easily just match up
and start chatting if they haven't already started.
And make a baby.
That's right. I think we're just in its infancy at the moment. We're not making babies online per se. People do that at home. We're just helping people meet each other.
So you believe the social contract is stronger than the legal one in this case?
The big thing about going down this path is trust, number one. And I think that in any case, if you're dating someone, you're hoping that they are the person that they say that they are, and they don't have another family or whatever, and that's, you know, that's a whole other story. But you have to take people on their word.
So there's a risk, a slight risk, do you think?
Life is a risk.
How well do you know this person, and how clear are you about your mutual expectations? So if you wouldn't go on a holiday with them for a week, if you wouldn't lend them your car, don't have a baby with them.
How do you know that your donor daddy isn't a deadbeat? You don't know much about him.
I know more than I let on. I know a lot about him. We're actually really good friends. And that's the interesting thing. We did it backwards. We created a baby and then became friends.
Today, Hayley is sharing the good news with her best friend's daughter, Josie.
I'm having a baby.
Oh my goodness, really?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
So Auntie Josie!
Oh my goodness!
Yay!
And even oversharing in the social media age has its limits.
So, do you want to know what I'm having? Yeah, I'm not going to tell you.
Oh!
Andy Parker reporting. That's all we have time for tonight. Enjoy the rest of your evening. I'll see you at the same time tomorrow. Good night.